Hey, welcome to the Data Analysis and Policy Show. I want to talk to you about the four areas we need to balance in the Caribbean. The four areas. If you are living on one of the islands of the Eastern Caribbean or the Dutch Caribbean and you are confronting the effects of the COVID-19, you are struggling with the COVID-19 for your economy right now. You might be a policy advisor and you're thinking, okay, when is this going to end and how can we balance these four areas of the economy of the society we are living in? I want to talk to you about these four areas and you really need to know them right now. So stay with me during the next 13 minutes. Hi, my name is Rooney Calmera, and as you know, the doors are right now open. So join before the doors closed. And the doors are open for my Caribbean Strategic Boardroom. And that is an 8-week program where we will talk with leaders in the Caribbean, with economists, with practitioners, with policy advisors on the challenges that are right now confronting the Caribbean. And we will not be only talking, we will be sharing data, we will be sharing information of all the 8 Eastern Caribbean islands and also Curacao. And we will be discussing simulations, how these islands can move to the next level. Now there are four areas that we need to balance. So I'm just giving you right now in this episode a snapshot of things that we're going to discuss in the Caribbean Strategic Boardroom. And if you wanna join this program, you can just look at the other episodes before. There are episodes where I share exactly what is in the program, etc. And if those episodes are on this channel right now, the doors are still open. But if they are, when the episodes are gone, then that means that the doors are closed and we are moving into the Caribbean Strategic Boardroom. Now, let me tell you about the four areas that we need to balance. I just did an analysis for one of the islands of the Caribbean, actually a couple of the islands of the Caribbean, and what we have seen is that right now the unemployment is the first problem that the Caribbean is confronting. So because the economic contraction in Europe, in United States, in China, in Japan, United States is having a contraction, decrease of the economy, and Europe is expected to have a decrease of the economy of 15%. First it was minus 7.5 and right now it is expected to be 15%. Other areas, other regions are having contractions of about 7%. 7%. North America, Canada, etc. 7%. China is the only one who has a little positive economic growth expected in 2020. We don't know how much is going to last. Now, the first area is the labor sector. We need to balance the labor sector back because there are huge deficits on the labor sector, in the labor sector. Why? What do I mean with huge deficits? I mean labor is unemployed. Labor is unemployed. There's going to be huge decrease in employment. Labor is going to be unemployed, and that is because businesses are going bankrupt. Some businesses will not open anymore. Tourism businesses, Caribbean is very focused on tourism businesses, etc. Until the corona crisis the corona pandemic is there, it can come again. We have not a vaccine for it. Until that, there will be imbalances in the labor market. And we need to find solutions for creating jobs, for creating new innovative businesses, etc. The second area is the fiscal sector. The fiscal sector, what you see there is we need to balance that because there are huge deficits on the fiscal balances. And those deficits, next to those deficits, you will see the debt growing. The debt as a percentage of GDP will go up. What can that mean? That means that rating agencies like Moody's, like Fitch, they can downgrade those bonds of the government. They can downgrade that, and that will have other effects, other imbalances somewhere else. Let me just tell you. The third area we need to balance is the external sector. Already Caribbean islands, most of them, a lot of them have an imbalance in the external sector. What does that mean? That means that the exports are much lower than the imports. When the exports are lower than the imports, you have a deficit on the current account, and with that deficit, that means that if you cannot finance that deficit, then the foreign reserves, the dollars, etc., will flow out of your company, of your country. Okay, so that is the third balance that we need to create. For that, you need to grow exports. You need to have strategies to decrease imports. And in the Caribbean Strategic Boardroom, we will be sharing those strategies. We will be sharing simulations. How much do you need to grow? Countries, islands in the Eastern Caribbean, in the Dutch Caribbean, how much does the export need to grow? How much does the import needs to decrease? That's the third sector we need to balance. Now, related to that is the most important sector that we need to balance. That's the monetary sector. The monetary sector. Because once you have problems in the economy, you have imbalances in the other sectors, you have jobs that are lost, etc. The governments, they tend to print money. When they print money, or if even the banking sector, when the banking sector offers a loan to the government, a huge loan. Imagine there is a banking sector that offers, like the local banking sector offers 300 million to finance the debt of the government, to buy bonds, etc. Now, that in an open economy can lead to monetary instability. Monetary instability actually means that the value of your currency, decreases compared to the dollar. Imagine, for instance, the Eastern Caribbean currency, that you have $1 is 2.7 Eastern Caribbean dollar, or you have $1 is 178 Antillean guilder. Imagine what could happen when there is imbalance in the monetary sector. Okay, so we practitioners, we economists, we policy advisors in the Caribbean region, we need to design strategies, long-term strategies, to transform the economy so that we can decrease those imbalances. We need to balance back. Now, for that, it is not just looking at the data. It's not just trying to talk and write a nice paper, but you need to know an analysis of the economy based on the data, based on the information available. And we have all that information available in the Caribbean Strategic Boardroom, because it's a boardroom where you have frameworks, macroeconomic frameworks of the 9 islands of the Caribbean we are going to focus on. And those 9 islands are the 8 islands of the Eastern Caribbean and Curacao. Okay, so if you are living on one of the islands of the Eastern Caribbean or on Curacao and you want to participate in the Caribbean Strategic Boardroom until the doors are open, you can participate. Now, why would you want to participate? Because you care about unemployment. You care about solving problems with unemployment. You care about how can those Caribbean islands bounce back after the COVID. What needs to be done right now so that the Caribbean islands, those Caribbean islands, can create employment? What needs to happen so that they can decrease the imports? What needs to happen so that they are more productive, their return on investments in those islands increases so that foreign capital can flow to those Caribbean islands? What does those Caribbean islands need to do with diversifying the economy? Where are possibilities to diversify from tourism into other areas? Okay, all those things related together, you can simulate that. So not only looking at those areas, what is happening based on data, what is happening based on performance indicators, but what can you do with simulation? So you can simulate those economies. Now, you cannot simulate those economies if you're outside the Caribbean Strategic Boardroom, because how are you going to put all those spreadsheets together? Within the Caribbean Strategic Boardroom, you will be having frameworks, simulation frameworks, spreadsheets, which are consistent with the data, consistent with the past, and you will be looking at the strategic dashboards, the strategic dashboard that run all the relevant indicators until 2030. You will be doing simulations. What if we change certain things in the government? What if we increase the exports with 5%, 10%? What will happen if there is a flow of foreign direct investments into the economy? So that is what we want to do, and that's what we will do. So make sure that you go to kalmera.net/Caribbean strategic board room. You see that link in there, and then you will be able to participate in this 8-week experience. It's a great experience, and we have a great package for you. Don't forget to look at the bonuses. If the bonuses are still available, then you can still apply for the bonuses also. And the bonus is one of the courses that I've created of writing, and for writing policy papers. And the second bonus is a chapter of my book, and the book is a book that has not been published yet, with all my experience, etc. How you can grow from where you are right now to the trusted advisor that influences policy, etc. So if you are living in the Caribbean, if you are interested, then go there and check this unique opportunity. So okay, I'm going to the next session, and I will show you how you can connect with me after this program. If between these live shows, you can connect with me. Hey, stay connected with me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube. Okay, so that was it. Thank you very much for being here. We have a couple of seconds going, and make sure that you go to this link. While it is open still, you can apply and you can join. And we have also a payment plan. So go to the Caribbean Strategic Boardroom, check the other videos about the program, and make sure that you join this program. Thank you very much. See you next time. Same place, same time.